What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. All right, it's another day with FelloF. If you are new to the channel, do not forget to show some love by subscribing. I've gotten a whole lot of appreciation from so many of you guys that these videos are helping you. So today we are going to be trading trend lines. Okay, I've always used trend lines as a confluence, but on today's video, I'm going to guide you on how you can use trend lines as a complete strategy. Okay, so if you are ready, just say hi in the comment section. Let's go, guys. So I've taught you a lot as a trader. The first thing you need to know are the trends. Okay, so if you have not watched the video I've made about trends, uptrend, downtrend, consolidation, then I think you should go and watch. So what is a trend line? First, you need to understand that a trend line is just this line. Okay, this is a trend line. That's it. Now, how is it used? All right, we have a simple way of using the trend line. We first use it to connect multiple points in a trend. Okay, so let's say we are in an uptrend. We connect this structure to this structure to this structure. Okay, and now this automatically becomes a support zone. All right, so let me name it. Let me name it support. Okay, so you can call this a support zone. Okay, now if we are in a downtrend and we are creating lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. How do we connect the trend line? It's easy because you are looking for sell opportunities. So you connect the trend line on the tops. Okay, so whenever price taps on this, we can consider this a resistance zone, because when price taps on it, it falls back. Anytime price taps on it, it falls back. So that's how we use trend lines. Okay, so that's how easy it is. We use it as support and also as resistance. Okay, so we can call it let me name it. We can call it resistance. Am I having double T? What the fuck is that? Okay, so you can call it resistance zone or resistance, whatever. Okay, so that's it for support and resistance. Okay, when the trend line is above, it acts as a resistance zone, and when it is below, it acts as a support zone. All right, that being said, let's go now to our chart and I will show you examples of it. So look at it. This is the current date today. Okay, so today is Sunday, so today's Friday. Today is Saturday and the markets are closed. Okay, so I'm not going back to history to look for suitable positions. This can be used on any part of the market, every time, anytime, so you know how to use it on any time frame. So like for instance, if you want to trade this area, this is it. This is a serious support level. Okay, this trend line has been respecting this area on the 4 hours time frame. This is a 4 hours trend line. So you notice that whenever price taps on the trend line, what happens? Let me see, what tool should I use? Okay, let me just take this one. You see, right? Price reacts. It moves away. You get? So this is a downtrend scenario. Sorry, an uptrend scenario. Good. So whenever price taps on our trend line, it moves away. Whenever it taps on it, it moves away. So you can use this trend line as a confluence to take your trades. Now, what I have to guide you on is how to spot out the confirmations. Okay, So let's look at a downtrend scenario. So we're having a downtrend here, okay? So let's mark it out. So the goal is to have the highest number of touches around the area. So looking at this, you have just 2 touches. But now you need to be very smart on how you use your trend line, because the more touches, the stronger the trend line, or the stronger we consider the support level. Though the more times it touches, the zone gets weak. Okay, so now what do we have to do? We adjust our trend line to a way that it will good. So this is when we discover that, okay, the trend is bearish. Okay, now what do? You draw your trend line across. You see price tapped here, tapped here, tapped here, tapped here, and finally break here. Okay, so there are 2 ways to trade a trend line, and I'll guide you on that. Okay, so let's say you are in an uptrend. Price is creating higher highs and higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high, okay, higher low. Now you take out your trend line from here and decide to connect. So the first way is you wait. When price comes to your trend line, you look for your confirmation. It can be an engulfing candle or whatever. Okay, since I've been teaching you guys about engulfing, you just go down to a lower time frame and get an engulfing candlestick around this area, or you get a change of character on the lower time frame, the smaller time frame. Like I told you, I've taught you this on most of my videos, so you can check in the description section. There are so many videos there that will guide you. All right, I have a complete guide for beginners, so just go through the watch list and you'll be able to catch up with this video and understand exactly why we are talking the way we talk. Okay, so make sure you watch the videos, and if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, show some love by subscribing, guys. That really goes a long way to help me. Okay, now the first way is, once you get your engulfing candlestick around here, what do? You get your entry, you buy, okay, from this trend line. Now there are 2 things you can do. You can either respect the lower time frame structure that has been created around here and place your stop loss few pips below the trend line, and then you extend your take profit to the previous high. This is the 1:3, or you use your Fibonacci. Okay, so there are so many confluences, but forget about all the other confluences. Let's just focus on this, how to take your entries on the trend line. So you extend to whatever you want to extend, and that's it. Then the second possibility is for you to maintain the structure. Okay, maintain structure and target a 1:2 based on your FIP levels. Okay, if your FIP levels warrant you to take a 1:2 from here, then that's good. Okay, simple. So there are 2 ways. You can get a sniper entry, which I've taught you guys on one of my videos. Check in the description section, you'll get it. Okay, now this is the first type of entry. Now there is another way to trade a trend line, which is wait for a trend line to break. Okay, once a trend line breaks, what are you expecting? You expect a pullback to retest the trend line for you to continue the new trend. Okay, because if the trend line gets broken, the best one is if it breaks the trend line and breaks the last swing low. Okay, like here, this is a swing low. So if price breaks the trend line and takes out the last swing low, there are 2 places where you can get an entry. You can get an entry from here or from the trend line. So this is what we call a break and retest. Okay, so this is another way to trade trend lines. Let's look at it here on the charts. Okay, so first we'll work on the first one. Okay, so when price gets to your key level, okay, or to your trend line, sorry, and taps on it, gives you this, a bearish engulfing on the 4 hours, right? You see this, a bearish engulfing. So what you could do is take a sell from here and place your stop loss few pips above the trend line. Okay, and then you target a 1:2. Okay, very simple, and you got it. This is the first one. Let's look at the second one. This is the second touch, and we have a morning and evening star. Okay, so what do? You take your sell entry from the evening star, and then you place your stop loss few pips above the trend line. And what do you target? A simple 1:2, and you got a 1:2. Simple. Okay, so it all depends on what you want. Now look at the fourth time, or even the third time. Let's say at this time, what happened when price got here? You did not see all these rejections that you used to see here. Okay, look at it. Here you got an engulfing candlestick. Here you got an engulfing candlestick on this month evening star. Here you got an engulfing candlestick. Okay, like on this line you got all your engulfing candlesticks, but here what happened? Did you get an engulfing? No, you didn't get any engulfing. Price rather break through the trend line, and now we'll come back to this point later. Okay, now this is the start of a new trend. You cannot just buy from here because you will not know. But now this is the second part. So this one happened on weekend. So on Monday, price gapped to the downside and tapped on the trend line before moving. So maybe you did not get a good confirmation. That's why we have multiple entryways, like a change of character on the lower time frame to tell you price is about to continue going up. And now if you took your buys, this is not even where you were supposed to start buying, because you would have seen this all the way down here. I'll show you the next strategy. But now, since we are working on the first strategy, this is where you get your entry. Okay, so this is a small engulfing candlestick here on the 4 hours. Okay, that happened on this was on Thursday. Okay, so you could enter from there. Let's take a long from here. Now, where do you place your stop loss? Few pips below your trend line. Okay, and then what do you target? You can target, since the trend, this works so well, you can target the previous highs. That gives you a 1:2.7. Okay, now you come back. This is it. You get another pullback onto our trend line. Now when you go down to a lower time frame, let's look at the 1 hour and see if we can get an engulfing. So here we got an a morning star. Sorry, this is a morning star inside here. So from the morning star, so there are so many confluences you can use. The reason I love morning star is simply because it also acts as an engulfing candlestick. Okay, because on the morning star you realize that one candlestick engulfs another. Okay, and now what do you target? Since the uptrend is still going, you can target these highs. Okay, and this is the trade we took last week. Okay, so you now understand what it means to have confluences. All right, that being said, let's go back to our 4 hours. Okay, I have these trades, like we all can check it. Go back to history and you'll see all my trades, because I do live streams with you guys and I show you most of the trades I take. Okay, now let's look at the second scenario, where I said if price breaks the trend line, wait for a retest and continue going. Okay, so this is it here. What happened? Price went all the way up, break our trend line. Okay, it break our trend line, gave us a pullback and tap back on the trend line multiple times, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you could enter here, but now the question is, what are your confluences? That's where the Fibonacci comes in. Okay, that's where you bring in your Fibonacci. Go back and watch the video I spoke about Fib retracement, how to trade a Fib. You realize that here you were at 38%. I don't trade at the 38% or on the 38%. Here is the 50%. This is it here. Okay, let me extend it so that you can see it better. So you realize that the final touch that gave us perfect confirmation tapped the 50% retracement level. So this is where you had to buy. Okay, very easy, simple. So if this video is helping you guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel and tell me in the comment section what you think. Okay, so you place your stop loss, few pips below your trend line. And what do you target? You can target the previous highs, or you target negative 22 extension, and that is it, 1:4, which we caught. I caught this trade. It's not like a song. You can check it on my live streams. All my live streams are recorded here. So you get the point. That's how simple and how easy trendline trading looks like. So let's come here and look at something. Okay, let me delete everything on this chart. Now let's look at this. We'll look at this on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, because this was a clean downtrend on the 1 hour. Now, let's say we take our our trend line from here, bring it down. You see, price tap here, tapped here, and finally, what happened? It broke through. You see, whenever price came to the trend line, it gave us rejection. But here, what happened? It broke through and closed above. And we could not just buy. Okay, what are we supposed to wait for? Let's take our Fibonacci. Go back, watch the video on how to use Fibonacci. Okay, so now you take your Fib from the highs, from the lows to the highs. And now let's look at our confirmation to see if it came down to 50 or 61.8. Perfect. This is a 61.8 retracement level here, which taps exactly on our trend line. And how do we trade this? You can enter here. You can either place your stop loss below structure, or you respect the trend line and say, okay, few pips below trend line. And then you can target negative 27 extension. That's a 1:2. Or you follow the trend since you already know. This is sniper entry. Since you know the overall trend direction, you know what you're targeting. These highs. Okay, that's a 1:10. Simple trades. Okay, so guys, if you want to join my free community, the links are in the description. So make sure you click on the links to join my free community. And the broker I'm using, the links are also in the description, where you can trade and take some profits. And guys, if you want to join my academy, because I have an academy, if you want to join my academy, just contact the WhatsApp number in the forum, in the description, and join me so that I can guide you on how to go about it. Now look at what is happening. Okay, we now have a new trend line here. You see, this is first, second, this is a third. And you see, when price taps on it, what happens? It reacts, taps, reacts, taps, reacts. So guys, let's get it going. You can use this trend line as a complete strategy. I know traders who use only trend line and they are very, very profitable. So is this the strategy you choose? Is it key levels? Is it engulfing candlesticks? What do you choose as your strategy? I've been teaching you guys a whole lot here. So make sure you show me some love by subscribing. See you on the next video, guys. Love you. Peace out.